percentage, coming up with 71% of the rebounds, and there's the rebounds today. Again, a decided advantage for New York.
15 seconds remaining first half. The Bulls 51 and the Knicks 50. Pippen will throw in. Now Jordan played by McDaniel.
All they've done now is flip-flop, and Jordan's in the middle, Pippen's on the wing. Michael must create and make something happen as the clock runs down.
And he gives the foul. They had one foul to give.
Now Chicago will take the ball out on the side. Phil Jackson, probably realizing they had a foul to give, called 2 plays in the last timeout. First one anticipating the foul. Second one, this is what we really want to get to. If you can get dribble penetration and find Paxson in the corner for a 3 or Pippen for a 3, that's what they want.
Final seconds. Here is Pippen. Very aggressive celebration move by McDaniel with Wilkins. But the Knicks feeling good about themselves. They cut that 13-point lead down to 1. An 8-0 run at the end of the half. Chicago missing their last 4 field goal attempts. The Bulls by 1 in Game 3 of this best of 7 as we head to our Prudential halftime report with Bob Costas. With the czar of the telestrator, Mike Fratello and Ahmad Rashad, the Chicago Bulls, led by as many as 13. They lead by only 1 as we get set for the start of the third quarter. A superb first half for Michael Jordan. 8 for 12, 19 points. Charles Oakley and Gerald Wilkins leading the Knicks with 11. Patrick Ewing with only 8 points, 3 for 9 of the first half. The Bulls, though, can recall the slow start in Game 1 on Tuesday when Patrick Ewing was able to turn it around in the second half and finished with 34 points, 16 rebounds. They double up on Wilkins. Jackson given the open shot. So the Knicks have taken the lead for the first time since early in the game when they had an 8-6 advantage.
And that's one of those situations where coaches say to teams, you just have to understand how to play. There's no time after beating the pressure to get set up into a half-court set and run it. So you play smart basketball, good ball movement, and produce a turnover by New York. Going back the other way to the offensive end for the Knicks.
A 10-0 run by the Knicks. They scored the last 8 points of the second quarter.
Are there any indicators at halftime why this game should be so close as Patrick Ewing knocks down a baseline jumper? Certainly, all the extra effort categories are just about even.
And the Bulls take a 20-second timeout.
New York loves to play two-man basketball, and Jackson loves to deliver the behind-the-back pass to Patrick Ewing, who, when Ewing steps out as deep as he did this time, it's tough for the next Bull, Scottie Pippen, to get there in time on the rotation to challenge the jump shot. I was talking about the extra effort categories. New York did it their way, offensive rebounds in the first half, 12-2. Chicago did it their way, 6-2 in steals. And then the other 2 categories, forced turnovers, 7-7, blocked shots, 2-2.
Opening minute, third quarter. And the Knicks lead 54-51 with 12 unanswered points. Chicago with John Paxson and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Scottie Pippen, Bill Cartwright, Horace Grant up front. Can of defense from this capacity crowd. Pippen kept alive by Grant. Pippen played by McDaniel. Wilkins and Jordan in a very physical sequence. Jordan off the fake, knocked away by Wilkins, right off the recovery. And it will be a loose ball foul. It's on Wilkins, his third.
Gerald Wilkins had done a good job initially getting Jordan almost out to the sideline before he could catch the ball. Then by the time he backs him down here, makes a couple different fakes, a little deflection, he's got to kick it out to Cartwright.
Here's Jordan. Fouled by Oakley. Chicago only 1 for its last 9 from the floor. That's 3 on Oakley. So 3 apiece on Oakley and Wilkins. The Bulls do not have anyone in foul difficulty.
And Patrick Ewing just grabbed 2 of his teammates, pulled them into a little mini huddle that time, and basically delivered a little bit of a message there about breaking down defensively and not helping each other.
And Michael Jordan's free throw shooting continues to be puzzling. He has hit only 2 of 4 this afternoon. He missed 3 of 4 in the final minutes on Thursday. The Knicks 54 and the Bulls 52. Now light pressure by Chicago.
I think Phil Jackson has to be careful how much he extends this defense and puts pressure on here in the third quarter, looking ahead down the road to have energy left.
Oh, Horace Grant came up big with the rejection. Here's Scottie Pippen going all the way. It will not count. Offensive foul.
As Pippen elevates and goes to the basket, you can believe that he's anticipating the fact that there might be some contact from the side, but failed to realize that Ewing was going to be able to get over there, rotate in time, and get good position along the baseline.
Jackson using the pick. Ewing played by Grant. Shot clock at 4. Jackson able to get to it. And a loose ball foul called on Bill Cartwright.
Well, when Charles Oakley goes up for the rebound, he's got his arms flailing, his hands out, and then it's just a matter of who's the official going to call it on. They're locked there even. Cartwright, Oakley, both trying to get that inside position. And then when Oak may feel that he's on his way down at the end, he just starts flailing. Little shove there by Cartwright. Good call by the official. Even at first, no advantage, but when the advantage took place, then the whistle went off.
Ewing trying to get to that lead pass, overthrown by Jackson. Crowd reacts. They wanted a foul on Cartwright. Here's Pippen dumping off. Nicely done. And Grant has tied the game at 54.
Anytime you extend your defense against Chicago, because they have so many skilled players and the athleticism, they have the ability to attack and score, and that's what they did.
3 minutes in. Third quarter. Game 3 of the best of 7. Series tied at 1. Beautiful defensive play by Jordan. Jordan and Paxson closing the baseline on Jackson. Pippen goes to the left and then had to give it up. Daniel doing a very effective job against Pippen, but an illegal defense has been called on Xavier McDaniel, and Scottie Pippen talking it up pretty good, and the official Bob Delaney had to come over to separate the two.
And Xavier mentioned to us yesterday, I can play Scottie Pippen if it's just in the half-court area much better than I can when he's out running in transition. Then it becomes impossible to guard him and keep his numbers down. But if we can slow it up and let them play half-court basketball, I feel I can do a decent job against them.
Yes, during the regular season, it was all Scottie Pippen in the matchup with Xavier McDaniel. The Knicks and the Bulls tied at 54. We are early third quarter. Ewing. Rebounded by Grant. So Patrick Ewing has not been able to get going. 4 of 11 from the field. He has 10 points. Jordan with the hesitation. He tried to hang, looking for the better shot. Pippen and McDaniel going down. And the foul called on Pippen. That's his second.
Well, just after Michael Jordan had got done splitting the double team, as they tried to play a little two-man game. He had to cock the shot, bring it back down again, and then in the scramble right there for the basketball, the foul called.
Xavier McDaniel has come out particularly aggressive here in the third quarter. He and Pippen have an exchanging barbs.
In the New York series, X-Man averaged 9 rebounds a game. It's really dropped off against Chicago. He had only 2 at halftime, so perhaps Pat had to send a little message to the X-Man.
Cartwright was just called for his 4th and did not like it.
Well, it's the high elbow forearm in the throat of Charles Oakley that's called. The officials are trying to clean this thing up in the beginning of the second half so it doesn't get out of control.
And Will Perdue has come on, replacing Bill Cartwright. Off the weave. Knicks try to set up. Perdue called for the foul. The Knicks feel a little bit better about seeing Patrick Ewing defended by Perdue as opposed to Cartwright.
Well, the position down low established by Ewing, and now Perdue trying to get around because he knows he's caught. He knows he's in trouble. The only thing he can do is hope to get the arms above Ewing's arms and then throw him and move around baseline side that time. An obvious call.
Over the years, Bill Cartwright, since coming over to Chicago from the Knicks, has been very effective against Patrick Ewing. Game tied at 54. Ewing. And back come the Bulls. It's a 3-on-1. Paxson. It's an offensive foul.
Transition, Scottie Pippen was running the right lane. He gave Paxson a little signal with his index finger, like, throw it up in the air. The lob is there. There's only one defensive man back. But Paxson felt he could get there before Jackson could. Unfortunately, he gets wrong. Pippen's on the right. He just wants the ball in the air so he can go get it. Perdue trailing in the middle lane.
Because of an open wound, John Paxson will have to be removed for one whistle.
If there is an open wound, an open cut, the new rule this year in the NBA, the game must be stopped by the officials. That player taken out of the game until the trainer can work on it, close it up, stop the bleeding, and then cover it before he may come back onto the floor. And perhaps Paxson with a cut on the back of the arm there.
So Paxson is replaced by B.J. Armstrong.
Chip Schaefer, the trainer, working on John's arm. He'll cover that open wound then, and then he'll be able to play again. If Scottie Pippen is bleeding also, that'll be a second guy coming out of the game for Chicago.
And Darryl Garrett's impatient. He wants the ball in play.
And he wants Phil Jackson to put a substitute in. Never mind stopping the bleeding with a towel. He wants a sub in so play can continue.
He will be replaced by
Cliff Livingston replacing Scottie Pippen. Well, the Bulls certainly have expected the physical play by the Knicks to continue, but now cuts being dealt out. I see Scottie Pippen has a Band-Aid on his chin, and he's over at the scorer's table. He will report back in. The next dead ball. Wilkins for McDaniel. Shot clock at 8. Whoa, yes. The Knicks lead 56-54.
Eventually, the bodies, the size, the strength. Keep in mind that when Detroit ended the series, as they walked out, they said this is a big, physical, wide New York team that plays you tough, and it takes its toll on you.
Livingston, who is a quick leaper, able to convert on the putback. So Cliff Livingston off the bench to hit his first field goal. The Knicks take a timeout. The basket counts, and a foul has been called.
Livingston doing what he does best, keeping the ball alive on the glass, giving them second shot opportunities. Livingston, after the first 2 games, a total of only 4 minutes on the floor.
much talk about the physical style of play of the New York Knicks, and one of the reasons for it, it starts in the weight room. Now, it wasn't long ago that basketball players wouldn't think twice about going in a weight room, but that has changed. If you look at the body fat here of these four